guys, Jack from Mx5 Modified, and here today with another upgrade for Sam's car.
Boom!
Yeah, we've got Mtec Discs, which are grooved and drilled. My previous ones that I've got on, they're probably not MOT worthy, and I've got the MOT in a couple of days. And Jack had these and they look really good, and when I've driven these, are pretty good braking performance as well. So I thought I'd upgrade with them. And I've also got EBC YellowStuff pads as well, because I go on occasional track days but mostly just road, and I've used them before and they're pretty good.
Yeah, I've used them a couple of times before, and yeah, not bad. So this is going to be a video of how we're going to be fitting the discs and the pads, so you guys can do it at home. So I hope you enjoy. One of the reasons why Sammy's doing it is because it's got a lip on the disc rotor, and it's the same on the other side as well. Got to take the brake caliper off first. There's two bolts at that side that you got to take out, and then all of this comes off as one. Then we'll have to take off the carrier as well, which I think is another 2 bolts at the back, and then we're going to leave this hanging, probably with some cable ties. 2 bolts at the back for the slider pins, they're at 14mm. Now you've got to take this off by just giving it a little wiggle side to side. There we go. Then you want to really, with this, the caliper, you want to try and hang it somewhere. We'll place it there for now, but I'm going to put some cable ties around to keep it in place. We've now got the caliper cable tied up, so that's not going anywhere.
Now we need to get this part of a caliper off, which uses a 17mm socket.
No.
That's come off alright. You might need to use WD-40 depending how long you've had them on for. We changed the pads on these not long ago, so they came off quite easy.
So I'm just taking the pads out now. Pads are now out. So that can be set to the side. So now we're going to be taking the disc off. Now there's 2 screws that you need to take out. Sam is missing one at the bottom there, but he's got one at the top, so just take them out.
Yeah, that one we needed to drill out because we rounded the head of it because it had been on for so long. Go, finally came out.
That would be harder than expected, to be fair.
Yeah, and that's the only thing holding it on, but sometimes it might be difficult to get the disc off, so you might need to sometimes hit it both sides, sometimes hit it from behind as well. So we'll do, just find out where that's good to hit, and then we'll try get it out.
That did take quite a bit to be able to get it to come off. I did hammer it quite hard, but
yeah, so we whacked it from the back and it's kept on turning it and just kept on hitting it, and then just one good hit and it brought that off. And that is the old disc. We'll compare that to the new one.
Yep, so that's the difference between both. So much better with black. That black does fade off. It does turn silver, but the rest of it stays black around here.
Yeah, I don't know if you can tell by the video, but how bad the lip was on that. I didn't really notice it until the brakes just started going really poor, and all the pads were fine, the rear discs were fine, all the slider pins have been changed. So I thought I'd get some new front discs and hopefully that'll sort out the issue.
So with these ones, it don't really matter which way you do them, because the cooling fans are going straight and not at an angle, so that doesn't really make much of a difference. So he's going to put them on this way.
Yeah, just basically whichever we think looks the best. And we're going to go with this one and get this one all fitted up. Right, so we just need to put this back on with the 17mm bolts.
Now fitting brake pads.
So that just goes in between these grooves here. It's a lot easier to get them on than it is to get them off. But you do it on that side, and then it's a bit tricky because you can't see this side, but then you do it on this side as well. Yeah, there we go. They are all good.
And then now what we've got to do is we've got to push back the caliper.
Yeah, but let me show you because of the cable tie. But so this piston was pushed in here. That piston was pushed in because the brake pads didn't have as much
tread on them.
Yeah, tread.
Yeah,
Pad.
yeah, they didn't have much tread on the pad.
Yeah. So now we've got brand new pads. This gap will be too small. So what we need to do is we need to push this piston back. So we've got a tool where we're able to push that back, and then that will give us more space to
slide on.
Yeah. One thing it does do though is because it's pushing the piston back, the brake fluid is being pushed up into the system. So what we'll need to do is we'll pop the bonnet open and we'll show you where the brake fluid reservoir goes. So this here is where the brake fluid goes in, but this will start to come up because we're pushing it at the bottom. So what we will need to do is we'll just
to let everyone know, I did loosen it first time and Sam took ages to do it.
So this is where the brake fluid reservoir is, and this fluid will start to come up the more that we push the piston in. So we just need to make sure it doesn't overflow. I use a bit of a bodge method. I get kitchen roll and just absorb it up, and basically just put kitchen roll in so it doesn't overflow. Not the best way of doing it, but if it works.
I put your kitchen roll around it as well, so if it does overflow, it doesn't go everywhere into the engine bay.
Mx5 modified top tip there. Use kitchen roll.
Yeah.
He's got to be cleaning up halfway through. Bit of an intermission break. Okay guys, so this is the brake tool. This piece here goes on here, and then it goes on here, and then this bit goes up against the front of the caliper, and then this will go on like that, and then we tighten this up, and this is up against the front, and this pushes up against the piston, and then we twist that, and it just keeps on pushing it back until we can fit the pads on. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, that bit goes onto the back of there, and then this bit up against the piston, and then you just need to twist this, and it kind of threads it through, and then this bit's a bit easier, but then when it starts pushing against the piston, it can be a bit tougher. Like this bit now, it gets tougher.
Please keep on testing it. And then we'll have to snap the cable ties now.
Right, so we've pushed the piston back, and then we just need to trial it to see if it fits on. And from that, you can see it won't fit on, so we need to push the piston back a bit more. Because of the pads that I had on before, they were quite new. Not much of the tread had gone down, so we've not had to push the piston back much. So far this fluid hasn't overflowed yet, so no kitchen roll was needed.
So that's been pushed back a bit more. Then we've got to slide straight over. Then we'll put in the last two bolts back in.
One thing that can be an issue, it's not been an issue for us though, that bit there of the slider pin, Jack, can you just point to it?
Yep, that bit there.
Yeah, so that bit can keep spinning if you're tightening up this bolt, so sometimes you might need a spanner just to hold on to that while you
grips.
Yeah, just while you're tightening it up.
And now you see there's a little bit of wiggle room. That is the slider pins, and because the caliper piston has been pushed back, it's got a bit of movement in it, but as soon as we start pumping the brake, it's just going to go solid. Now you get your wheel back on. remember to put the cap back on when you've finished as well. Definitely don't forget to do that.
Now we've finished the first side, time to get on to do the other side. We'll fast forward through this a bit and then have a chat at the end with you guys. One thing we didn't do, which we probably should have done, is grease up the slider pins. We basically just didn't have any grease on us, so we've not done that, but we will do it at a later date. But when you're changing them, make sure you've got a bit of grease just to put on these, so they stay nice and lubricated and able to slide in and out.
Now we're just gonna pump the brakes. That's why we're very soft.
There we go.
There we go.
So it feels really soft at first and then it gets a bit firmer the more you press it.
That's it, yeah, that'll do.
There we go. So that's just pushing the piston back in, so then the brake pads are touching the disc. So that's all finished now, guys. The brakes are fully on, ready for its MOT.
Yep.
And yeah, should be an improvement over the existing discs and pads. So thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode.
See you in the next one.
Yeah, see you soon.